Hey, and welcome to Chit Chat. You're on air with your host, Engelic, the Diva Everett. Welcome to my very own personal podcast, Chit Chat. I have a special guest on air with me and a good friend of mine, Melissa Campbell.
Hi. Hello. Happy to be here.
And I am happy too. We will be chatting about life and what she does. She is a yoga instructor and a veggie farmer. Well, hello, Melissa, and welcome to my podcast, Chit Chat.
Yes, hi, Angelique. So good to hear your voice and see you there. Missed you.
You and oh my God, like forever.
Since before times. We've gone through a lot the last couple of years.
Yes, we have.
This world.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures, I'm telling you. And I'm like, ooh, got a story behind those pictures, all right.
That's right, we go way back. We really do.
Including Facebook, though, and I'll be seeing those photos of our package and everything we had at your store.
Right.
Oh my God.
Diversity night and we had a Halloween party.
Yes, we did. Oh my God, it goes back. So, how have you been coping with this virus?
Well, I made some big changes in my life. I moved out to the country. I think when we first started that lockdown, it was really tough for me. Like I was like grieving. I couldn't see anybody. And when I was out, I couldn't see people's faces. And I'm a really outgoing person. I'm an extrovert. So, I thrive on community and hanging out with people. So, about a year into it, I decided I would move out to the country and then just see, because I love camping, I love being outdoors, and it was just hurting me so bad to not be able to see people or hug people. Not being able to hug people was really tough, really tough for me. So I moved out to the country, and it's a whole different kind of point of view out here. There's not as many people, so we're not as congregated together. And I've been able to find some community out here. And then I also went online. So I've found, some people to hang out with online on Twitch that are kind of worldwide. So they're not people that I would be hanging out with anyway, at home. So, I found virtual community, and then I also, just changed my whole situation.
Well, that's good. And it's a good thing you're talking about country. Yes, she's a country girl, y'all, now.
Country girl, yeah.
So what part of the country do you live
in? Trump country, I guess we call it.
Oh boy.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm about 45 minutes south of Buffalo. So I'm still, I'm close to Springville. So there's still all the shopping, any shopping that I would need, but it's still about a 15-minute drive to get there. I live on a road that has a lot of farms. I moved into a small apartment in a big farmhouse. So my landlords, I can sort of see a working farm. I can see it all happening without taking it all on as my own to begin with. So, I'm easing into being a country person rather than just like homesteading straight away.
Well, that's good. And by the way, you mentioned about you're an extrovert. What is an extrovert?
An extrovert? Well, there's introverts and extroverts. So an extroverted person gets energized when they're in public and with crowds, where an introverted person needs to go home and be alone to recharge.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think you and I are both extroverts, to be honest. I would say you're more of a people person.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, I am. I guess that's just our personality.
Right. Yeah, and it is what it is. So it's You know, you gotta, I was saying to some people that are introverted during the pandemic, like if you were locked down, imagine if for an entire year you were in a crowd with people and the only relief you got was to go into a store and see people with masks on. And that's just, they were like, oh, you know, it's to be alone for that long was tough to get through.
Yeah, now they are kind of slowly, you don't have to put the mask on that much. So they're slowly doing that now. So
yeah. There were people that I never saw their face before. I didn't even know, you know, what they look like. And then all of a sudden I saw their mouth. It's like, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen your mouth before, you know?
I agree about that. Where am I at? Oh, how is life going for you?
Things have been up and down, I'd say. Things are mostly going good. I've taken a lot of time to sort of work out stuff in my past and sort of sort out why I make choices that I do. And I've come to terms with a lot of things. So one thing I realized is like, I'm not trying to take the easy road. This isn't the easy life. And if stuff was just, you know, coming to me easily, then, you know, then what fun would it be and what challenges would we have in life? So I've started to just accept things the way that they are and be cool with it and be okay and just sort of roll with it and figure it out as we go along.
That's good. It's like rolling with the punches.
You know,
as they would
yeah,
say.
right. Yeah. Throw a couple, get a couple. I don't know.
I definitely agree about that. Are you still a yoga teacher?
Yes. So prior, when I lived in Buffalo, I was teaching at the Wellness Center. And the Wellness Center is a place that's connected to the Psych Center. It's at Forest and Elmwood. So anyone who has a mental health diagnosis, it gets a free membership there. And I was doing that for quite a few years, and it was good. And it's through New York State. Well, of course, when lockdown happened, it stopped completely. And what I did was I went to Twitch. So Twitch is a platform primarily for people that are playing video games, and you can watch people play video games.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Yeah. I was looking it up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I mean, there's that, but there's also a lot of music. There's a lot of art, and then there's some fitness too. So I started teaching yoga just so that some of my people could, you know, follow me there. And I'm not necessarily on a regular schedule, but I have continued to teach yoga on Twitch. I'm looking into maybe this winter going on Insight Timer, which is like a yoga app, kind of meditation yoga app. And then also my really good news is that the Wellness Center is reopening at the new year. So I'll be able to go back there and teach probably 3 or 4 days a week there. And then get contracted back and have some relief at least about work and jobs. But I've, you know, since then I've gone through a couple of jobs I didn't want to stick with, you know.
I agree about that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree about that.
Yeah. It's almost as if, you know, the value of me doing, you know, yoga, healing, teaching people how to be more healthy and well is not as valuable, you know, in this world. So I'm sticking with it though. It's okay if I don't have a lot of money. I would rather live happy and share with others than sort of climb the ladder and step on necks and that kind of thing.
And especially, I know they always say the root of our evil is money. So yeah, I know they always say that. So, and
it really is. And you know, I obviously have to play with it to some degree to pay my bills and to get stuff done. But, you know, for the most part, I'm not driven by gathering money. I'm driven by gathering experiences and good times.
That's a good thing to know. Oh, and I got another part to that. And when are you going to start that up again? Start your yoga up again, I mean.
Oh yeah. So that's coming in January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then just within the last, I was gone a lot this summer, so I'm also getting onto Twitch a little bit more. I feel like, September is coming, it's almost here, it's time to like gather nuts and hunker down and get ready for winter. So I'm gonna put some stuff into place where the insight timer thing I think is gonna be good, because I can pre-record some stuff. I can pre-record meditations, and then people can, I'm not sure how it works as far as money goes. I know there's not a ton of money in it, but I'm still heading in that direction.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I know this is gonna be a little bit different because we did talk about TikTok a little bit. So this is the question I'm gonna be asking. What do you talk or do in your TikTok videos? Because I have been watching at least a couple of videos. So
I am trying to get TikTok. I'm a 41-year-old woman, so I feel like it's a little young for me. I'm trying to figure it out, trying to get it. And what I was doing for TikTok was I was taking my Twitch my live streams and then cutting them, and then just cutting a little bit and then putting them on that way. And in that way, it's just like that 1 minute when I said something really profound or cool, or I did a really good move. I just take that little bit and then put it up on TikTok. So I was starting to gain some traction there, but I think with any of the social media platforms, you have to really be in it to get any traction. And I just, tried following people. I tried finding stuff that I like there, and I'm not like hooked. Like, I'm hooked on Instagram. I like looking at pretty pictures, and Instagram has that Reels part of it where it is kind of TikTok-y. They got that same sort of thing going. But, if I'm going to push on Insight Timer, then I'm definitely could, get back to TikTok and Instagram and hit those social medias a little harder, to get that exposure.
I agree about that. Like I said, I'm actually trying TikTok, but just advertise what I do and stuff like that, So.
Yeah, it's important, and you hit a whole different, crowd of people. Like, it's a younger group of people, but they're there. It's Facebook now. It's like a place for grandmas. So, to be able to reach youth and younger people, you got to talk in their language, and you got to meet them where they are. And they're on TikTok for sure.
Yeah, I got a bunch of new followers following me. So
yes, good.
I haven't really learned how to do the videos yet, but I have been putting pictures of the music. So
good.
I'm kind of learning. And since you mentioned about doing your Twitch videos and stuff, I was actually kind of thinking about doing that with my show, the Engelic show. So. Oh
yeah. Yeah, if you ever wanted to get set up with that, we could figure out a day to sit down, and I could get you set up.
Okay.
It's learning a whole new program again, which it took me a while to figure it out, and but there's quite a few things now. I could at least get you set up for sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Because I've been watching review videos on how to do that and stuff like that too. So before I even got into doing that. So.
Yeah, well, in those videos, it's just like, some of them are good, but most of them, like, it's like the first 5 minutes is someone being like, hey, I'm a great person, like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. It's tough to find good stuff on YouTube that's actually informational. It's like, so there's a couple of people, where I'm like, all right, I can handle this dude, listening to this dude. He's not too full of himself. But YouTube's another thing. I'd love to get more into YouTube. On my list, hopefully this winter, I can get the software so that I can start making videos. I really want to do that.
I got my own YouTube channel now, so.
Yes!
Yes! Yeah, I got my own YouTube channel.
Yes! I'll find you.
For my show, the Engelic show. So all you have to do is to type in, well, actually you can go to my website, which is engelicshow.com. That's a link to my YouTube channel. So then you can check out all my interviews and stuff like that. I got like, I think 13, 14 videos up already. So working on some more.
Nice. Right. Yep.
All right. Now, I already heard that. Well, now we're going to the positive vibe section now.
Yes.
Yes. So, what is something positive in your life that you have been going on in general?
Well, I think one thing we didn't touch on now is the veggie farming stuff.
Oh, yeah, we haven't.
I mean,
we didn't talk about that.
That's okay.
Go ahead. That's
something
positive.
Let's hit on it now. Yeah. So the eating healthy has been a really big positive. Like I've always been into eating healthy and eating healthy food, you know. But now that I'm down here, there's farms everywhere. Like there's a farm stand from my house. So the idea of like eating fresh veg, fresh fruit, not only, you know, to nourish myself, but also this idea that like when you go to the store, the stuff is shipped in on a truck from somewhere else. And, you know, the way the earth is going, I think getting stuff real local, you know, is also a positive thing for the environment. So yeah, putting healthy things into my body, the food, it's, you know, it's like, I can tell now when there's something that's like, this wasn't grown around here and it was grown with chemicals, you know, because I'm so used to eating like organic, local, homegrown food. It's been a big positive part because now I have a lot of access to it.
Well, that's good. I know I've been making a lot of positive changes in my life now, so.
Tell me. Can you share, or is this just all about me?
No, it's not all about you. Well, I'm going back to the gym now. Yes. So that's something positive. I decided to, you know, with this COVID going on and stuff like that, you know, I kind of been overeating a little too much. You know how that is.
Yep. Yeah.
So I decided to go back into hitting the gym a little bit more. So now I kind of got into the gym again. So now I just hire a temp staff for right now, since he's been taking me to the gym a lot more.
Oh, cool.
So, yes, I'm happy about that. And I had some extra baggage that kind of weighed me down. So I got rid of that. So
I'm up about 10 pounds right now. I mean, I think I'm still good, you know, as far as that goes, but I do have a little extra cush going. It's tough to keep everything going.
I agree about that. And that little extra baggage, I'll let you know a little bit later. I'm not going to mention about on air, but I'll let you know a little bit later about that.
That's fair. Oh. Well, another cool thing I've been doing is decluttering. Like I think you're being a little more metaphorical, you know, when you say baggage, but like I've been literally just throwing things out, like getting rid of stuff. I had a big yard sale at my mom's. I took a bunch of stuff to the auction, and it feels good to just rid myself of stuff. I was hanging on to a lot of my dad's stuff, a lot of other people's stuff, you know, my stuff. It's like, oh, I'm not going to forget about my dad if I don't have this one thing, you know, from him. So that's been a real positive thing. It's just decluttering, getting rid of stuff, like literal baggage.
I agree about that. I kind of been doing that myself. I said I was going to clean my room. I haven't did that yet, but I said I'm going to take some time out and I'm going to clean my room.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on a list, that's already good. It's already in your mind to, you know, get it going.
I agree about that. Yes. But yes, I've been doing some positive changes in my life too. So, which, by the way, well, I could say it on here. I actually been doing online dating. So.
Whoa! Oh, neat.
I thought I kind of throw that out there for you. So.
Yes.
Kind of something positive in my life as well too. So.
Find some new partnership or someone to hang out with.
Yes. At the moment, I've been talking to a couple of nice fellas. So.
Yes.
They seem really nice and cool, laid back, so.
Yeah, my job over the winter, I was working for a matchmaking company, which is kind of similar to a dating app, but you have like a person that's looking for you instead. It's really expensive, you know, it was a tough sale. But I listened to people day and night talk about dating apps, why they didn't work, past relationships. Although the workplace wasn't good for me, the job itself was insightful, you know, because it's tough. It's tough to meet people. It was tough to meet people before, you know, and now that the whole world has changed, like we're definitely, you know, it's even harder to really connect with someone. So it's nice you're talking to some dudes. Yes.
So I thought I kind of drew that out there for you.
Exclusive with Mel.
It's exclusive. I didn't do that out there, y'all. But as I always say, you gotta love yourself in order to love others. So self-love. Yes. Because I've been doing a lot of that myself. So.
Can always work on.
Now I came up with another section called inspirational quote section. So now I got a little quote. If you do not like something, change it. If you cannot change it, change your attitude. By my favorite, and I mean favorite of all time, Maya Angelou. I love her. She's actually one of my favorite poets. So I enjoy that in there.
Well, that really sums it up and makes it simple. You know, it's like so many times I feel like we make things hard on ourselves or complicated or this or that or da-da-da. And it's just like, just do it then. Just go for it. Do it. You know, if you want to change. Do it.
I definitely agree with you. You probably, I don't know, you know Gemini. You probably do. You probably met him. But
yeah.
He's my life coach now. And
I miss him.
He basically tell me, well, you the one that likes to do stuff. You go out there and do stuff, you know. So
right.
He basically said I'm the kick butt, technically, you know, the kick butt personality about doing stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't know what you mean by that, but then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, he is right about that. I do go out and do it. So now I'm doing something.
Yes, something else. You've always been inspiring to me, how you just keep going, you keep figuring new things out. You know, it's like pop up, you're like, I'm doing this thing now. Like when you had your book and all that, you know, so you're definitely an inspiration to me on how to just keep going, figure it out, refigure it out, do something, try something, you know. A lot of people are stagnant and you are not. You are flowing like a river.
Since you mentioned the book, I'm actually almost, not directly, but almost done with my second one. So I'll let you know about that as well, too. Spoiler alert. Second one now.
Yes. I have my friend has 2 little foster kids that she watches, and so they came and slept over and we read the book and they loved it. They wanted me to read it again. Like
oh my God.
Yeah, they were like, and that's, you know, to them, and then they were talking to me about it, and they're like, she didn't, that's because, like, they were engaged and interacting, which for little kids, like, sometimes they're just like off if it's not on the phone or whatever. So props to you, because they love the story. They want to hear it again. They want to talk about it. So the one is, she's a bit of a she's a little bossy, so I could see her, like, so I think it hit her pretty hard, as far as like her behavior and how she treats others and stuff. So it's good. It was good. Thank you.
That's good, because she's definitely in Olivia, all right.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of those out there.
Everybody got Olivia inside of them now. So.
Right. And then we got to work on it. Call it out so then we can see it, and then we can work on it.
You got that right. That's the reason why I wrote the book coming from her. So.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, everybody needs to know, where it's coming from. So.
Right.
And yes, I won't mention about the second book, because they have to know, but I'll just put the theme out there. It's going to be based on respect and manners and how to be polite to yourself and others.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, when you have the book signing,
I had to do that out there for you. So.
Oh, good. No, it's good. And that seems like a good follow-up kind of, topic too. It's not like a totally different thing. It's sort of still on the mark with Olivia.
Yeah. I'm actually, just a couple of days ago, someone had reached out to me and had asked me about doing a book reading again for the downtown library. So now I'm going to be reading my book at the downtown library now in October for Disability Month. So.
Oh, cool! Yes, nice.
So I'm kind of happy about that.
I think I went to that event there before, years ago.
It's pretty cool. They even have two of my books there as well too. So.
Right. Yeah, I think the library is doing more hip stuff. Like the they have to keep people coming in there for some reason, so they're starting to do like a little more stuff that people want to do. Try and get people in there.
And especially you get to see, in this time, since they're kind of cooling down now on the mask and COVID and all of that, now I get to go out publicly for people to see me now. So
yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, down here in the country, people are a little bit different. Like the laws are the laws, and people had to wear the masks and stuff. But people were a little bit more laxed, I would say, than are in the city, just because there's not as many people.
Yeah, I agree. But every now and then, I do wear my mask though.
Right. Yeah. No.
Someone that I don't know that will approach me, I put the mask on. So.
Right. Yeah, there's Amish people out here. Are you familiar with the Amish?
Yeah, I actually had a friend that was Amish, which I really didn't know until he told me. So.
Yeah, no, it's a different. They live a whole different world. They live without electricity. They live, they just live a more simple life or something. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't have TV, so we don't have COVID, because they just. Like, oh no, we don't have that. And they were so genuine about it. And I think they all got sick. They're a real close community too. So I think they did all get sick, and probably most of them, pushed through. But it's just wild to learn people's different. They're like, oh yeah, we don't have that because we don't have TV. But,
I'll be seeing on the news. They were talking about it on the news. So yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And they don't have the news. But I just, it is what it is. So it's interesting to hear it's kind of culture shocking a lot of the time down here, compared to living in the city. I was on the West Side for over 20 years. So I was used to like diversity, I was used to people having different points of view and different cultures, eating different foods, like singing different types of music, and down here it's like the food especially. I like the fresh veggies are good, but there are like no spice. There are no ethnic restaurants like down here. That's something I miss the most about the city is like getting some Asian food or whatever, you know. And there's so much diversity.
I'm all about that too. I like to eat at least a little healthy. I eat like a salad or something. So,
oh yeah.
And then I eat sushi too. So yeah, I said it.
Oh yeah. Sushi. Oh, I love sushi. That Sun Restaurant. I think that's probably my favorite place. Down in Black Rock. We've got the good sushi there. Oh, what about prices nowadays? Have you gone?
Yeah, everything's gone up a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. Stuff's like tripled in some ways.
You gotta be careful about going to different restaurants now.
Like walk out of there spending $50 drinking water.
We gotta kind of ease up. I'm going to all these restaurants now.
Right, it's a little more special now.
I'm not that high up now. I'm eating that. So, Money Tree died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. This has been another episode of Chit Chat. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Engelic,
for coming out of your busy schedule to be a part of my second episode of Chit Chat Podcast.
Yes.
With me.
Thank you.
Now you can use Chit Chat Podcast to like me on Facebook. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Chit Chat Podcast 214. You can also follow me on TikTok. Yes, I said TikTok. As well at Engelic_diva_. I will be making some TikTok videos about my podcast. Hey y'all, I do have a special surprise for all of you. But I will be letting y'all know in my fifth episode of my podcast. So details to follow. I'm your host, Engelic Everett, and I'll holla right back at y'all next time. So please be safe.